Hello guys, back again, and this time we're going to talk about a Danish Game Museum, or translated in it's over in Denmark, and translated it's basically called the Games Museum. Basically known for its vast collection of video games, arcade machines, and more. It's basically currently seeking a new home for all this stuff. Basically, to give you an example of a rough idea of how big this collection we're talking about, it's over 1,400 cabinets, 4,000 arcade boards, and 10,000 console/computer games to hand. The museum's owner, Rune Keller, has spent roughly $1 million on what some people are calling possibly the biggest collection, gaming collection in history. And the reason why this is happening is he tried to get government support to provide a public home for these cabinets, but that fell through. And now Keller told the Wall Street Journal that he's looking for an institution to step forward and serve the public good to house his massive collection. Because whether you want to believe it or not, arcade games especially are, at this point, in some ways, worthy of being in a museum. Especially if you have a massive collection together, because someday, now there's not going to be very many of these machines around, because one thing that arcade machines can't outrun is time. And there are a lot of great arcade collectors who do put modern things into the arcade games to keep them going. But the original arcade games you played, the original design, artwork, all the original stuff about that will eventually go away due to time. Unless there are reproductions made. But again, they won't be the original. And so basically, what he said was basically, conserve the past. There are photos of the whole collection. Keller has said that there have been interested parties from Sweden, France, and the United States. However, no confirmation of where this collection is going to go. And I think a collection this big, that if you're going to get rid of it, to give it to an institution or put an institution for future generations is a really cool thing. I do think one of the things that kind of amazes me, there are video game museums out there, but not one is cramped up to make be the museum that you have to go to yet. There are some museums with the decent sized collections out there, but there is not that one museum that's, in a sense, needs to be sponsored by video game publishers and companies, that this is the museum of video games. I mean, everybody knows, maybe a lot of people realized after King of Kongs that Twin Galaxy was the, home of holding video game records. Granted, they're still getting up the relaunch, and they're still not up yet, but they were, for the longest time, holder of records. And in this case, hopefully some institution does take all this in and keeps it for future generations, because I think it's cool. I think especially the arcade games, for future generations to see how it all started. Because before the consoles happened, you originally had like the pinball, obviously, games, and then we had the arcade games, which the arcade games led eventually to the home console. And it'll be cool for future generations to go play the arcade games that we grew up on, or that they never got to play before. So hopefully this finds a home. So what do you think about this massive collection? I mean, just to get somebody spent over $1 million for a collection, that is a lot. That is like total dedication. And everybody has something they collect for, but $1 million, that is like obsessive compulsive collection there. That is like amazing. Anyway, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this, that he has this collection. And where do you hope has this collection? Do you hope it ends up in some institution? Where would you like to see it at? Would you like to see it where, like in his home country, or would you like to see it somewhere else? I know some people say, well, they should tour the arcade games around. Well, arcade games can't. That's a lot of wear and tear on an arcade game. Loading it, unloading it, too many chances of something going wrong. A lot of times it's better for them to be one place, be stationary, because there's especially some special arcade machines, the way the cabinets are. I mean, if you damage those things, it's going to be hard to get it fixed. So some arcade machines are becoming very rare these days. Anyway, enough of my babbling. Like always, guys, thanks for liking, favorite, subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later.